Hello everybody and welcome to the Spring by Daylight tournament for Dead by Daylight. This was our first sponsored tournament where the Canvas Cult Company provided us prints to give out as rewards. The rules for this tournament and link to the sponsor are down below in the description. To clarify to everyone as well, the Depip Squad is the Killer Alliance, which are the winners of the last tournament. They were guaranteed a spot in the top 8 of this tournament as their prize for winning the last tournament, hence why their team went against what was known as placeholders. Before we jump into the first round, I would like to take a moment to talk about the console tournament that was mentioned long ago. There was a time where I was working 2 jobs and had the additional income to purchase everything required to make these tournaments at no cost to the community. Since going full-time on Twitch and YouTube, this is actually no longer the case. In order to make the console tournaments happen for both PS4 and Xbox, I kinda need to raise the funds to do so. That being said, listed here is the main incentive for my stream. I'll split the total goal in 2, allowing for the possibility of one of the tournaments to take place if we can't reach the total goal for the month. Essentially, I'll be raising money for all month long during stream in order to get this handled. When there's a donation or cheer done at Twitch, I will allow them to allocate it to either side, either Xbox or PS4, and when one bar fills up, the remainder of donations will begin to fill the other bar. Once we fill one bar, at least on one side, I will host a tournament for that console within 2 weeks of reaching that goal. The tournaments will be open to anyone who wishes to participate. The rules for these tournaments will be the same for the rules that I've been holding on PC. On top of this, we'll also have rewards for working our way up, such as streams picked by viewers, hosting special events on consoles themselves, and any other way I can think of to give back to the community. Before anyone jumps the gun trying to tell me how much the equipment actually costs, I know that these incentives are higher than what the equipment is for, but that's because these are my personal incentives, and I'm taking out of those in order to pay for the tournament. But if I can't hit those at all, there's just not going to be a tournament in the first place. So it's kind of a mix together. As long as I hit my goals, I can also host the tournament. And that wraps up about everything. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment sections, and I'll do my best to respond. For now, enjoy the first round of the match, the Depip Squad versus Space Force Zero. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are in for the first game of the Depip Squad. Oh, I shouldn't do that. Depip Squad versus Space Force Zero. Space Force Zero as killer first, Depip Squad as the survivors. There's no music in this game, so we are currently playing around trying to figure out if music is appropriate, but it doesn't seem that way. We have Spud Bar on Claudette, Suffocation Pit being their first map. Marth 88 running Nia. All survivors had to play a different character. We have Senior down first, Cursed with the Hex Ruin, Nurse Prestige 3. The survivors were not allowed to, ooh, there is music. Why is there music on there too? Ah, we'll turn it off, whatever. Fancy jazz. Normally the music doesn't play. Senior off the hook. First one down. Slow start for my commentary, but we will get in there. I believe that Nia is Marth 88 running for her life, being caught by the nurse. Nurse double blinking, missing, getting baited out under the pallet. Let's figure out, oh god, I really cannot stand the darkness sometimes. Spudbar Marth 88 running, baiting the killer around the rock. Can the nurse figure it out? Basic swing puts Marth in the injured state. Marth running that decisive strike with borrowed time. The Depip Squad living up to its name. Dodges and stuns the killer with the pallet. 1,000 points. That's gonna really pay off later down the line. Marth going down for the first time, but can he hit the decisive strike? Buy their team a little bit more time. No generator. First generator completed. Trying to wiggle out there, but no good. Marth still got the decisive strike, but down immediately after the swing. Seems like Nurse is going to reign supreme once again. Gonna have to wiggle out away from that hook, but not going to make it while the other 3 survivors are working diligently on their generators, working through that ruin if possible. Unless they already got it and I wasn't paying attention. I was not paying attention, they already got it. Second generator completed. Claudette running for her life. Nurse following up on Billy Boy. Billy Boy doing a 360, getting the hell out of there. Going to digress a generator or no? turned around too much. Now, it's a dangerous area there on that wall piece of suffocation pit, as the nurse cannot actually blink through that. For whatever reason, it's considered impassable. We call that the Gandalf wall, for you shall not pass. Claudette and Bill taking off. Now the music really is cut out. Nothing going on here. Spudbar enjoying the chest, making some noise. Martha getting saved, using sprint burst to get away. Nurse making a return. Is she gonna follow up on Billy? Does a standstill blink? Does the swing? Takes a successful hit. One of the buffs to the nurse was that she could control where she blinks. The stun from the blink was also one of her nerfs. A fantastic play, but Mark takes the fall using that unbreakable. Will he get up? No, nurse is not putting up with that business. Did I say Mark? I meant Beifu. My bad, kids. I am only 1 coffee in today. I need 20 more. That decisive strike fortunately did not get wasted, but it was there. Now, I believe that is Marth hiding towards the basement area. As soon as the killer goes down, we will go ahead and swap over here. Spudbar making a run for it. Marth self-carrying. And Beifu hanging. Although, for some odd reason, giving off camping signals. Oh, but he saw the nurse. He knew. He made the call. And overall, I think that these survivors are playing it really safe. Nurse playing a proper amount of defense while also keeping all of them busy. 2 generators still left to go. 1 person on the hook. 1 generator left. 2 survivors running away. Goodness gracious. The moment I think generators have legs, that'll be the day I know I messed up. Claudette and Dwight going for the save. Marth in a little bit of trouble, quite injured there. Suffocation pit not working its magic. Bill got off the hook. Claudette looking around. Nurse catching the Claudette, trying to be sneaky around the box. The sprint burst taken off. Unfortunately, the way sprint burst doesn't allow her to dodge after the fact. Not having to use a second blink to correct the direction takes Spudbar out over the window. 1 generator left. If the killer nurse can secure at least 1 kill, she prevents the survivors from getting a 10,000 point bonus. We can likely confirm that since she didn't go into it. Here comes the decisive strike. Successful hit! And the non-obsession, but most of it wasted. And down from just a single hit. That body block from the decisive strike, not nearly as lucky. The final generator has been completed. Doors are finally opening. Can Nurse score 1 kill? 1 kill setting her apart from the 10,000 point bonus with Marth staying on the hill. Marth taking the hit. No Noed to follow that up, but Marth is going to have to try to run to safety so that he does not go down. Running Nia into the suffocation pit itself. Does a nice to the right dodge out the door. Where are the allies? Bill coming for the save. Marth is going to have to be sacrificed while Dwight opens one of the doors. Marth is down. Getting back up. Claudette injured and running. Gonna hook near the door. A dangerous move with borrowed time being an existent thing, but this is not the door Dwight was working on. There could be more points. Nurse going for the kill. Bill running forward. Beifu taking a hit. Injured, running to the door. Can she score a second hit? They are attempting to get out of here. Is Bill gonna go run up and make the save, or will Dwight? The injuries are real. Everyone's injured. It seems like they will be letting 1 ally go while they figure out what they do in the suffocation pit. Bill making a save. Spudbar successfully out. Senior successfully out. Bill running to make the save. If both of these people get out, luckily, they will secure 10,000 point bonus. Sprint burst activating. Hopefully they can get around the nurse and run straight out. Nurse finding the Nia. Seems like they'll be going straight for Marth. Trying to catch up to the scratch marks. Marth does have an entire map. He has to run. Trying to figure out where Marth is. Those scratch marks are revealing his location. He's starting to run out. Nurse is catching up. And a successful hit. It seems like they are sacrificing Marth for the greater good. Nurse, proud that she got the legend, the myth, the Marth. Oh well. You gotta take small victories as a killer and headbang when no music plays because of spectator mode. Fantastic. That was a good run, everybody. Fantastic plays on both parties. Let's see how they did. Marth as the nurse for the Depip Squad and the survivors of Space Force Zero. Now they have to beat about 31,000. 3 people escaped in the last match. See how well they do. They have to work through the ruin. Suffocation Pit, considered a very balanced map, but also holding a chokehold of a thing. It seems like Jake got caught out by Marth. Marth not interested in the Jake, but then takes interest in the Jake. Let's go watch the Jake. Jake doing a solid dodge with his sprint burst. Only gets 1 freebie. Has to dodge Marth somehow. Doesn't bait Marth into the shack. Instead, Marth getting the free swing. Injured. Jake keeps running. Second blink. Doesn't go through. A little bit of latency there, but on the drop of the pallet, he's going to have to go through here. Run for his life. He's on the outer side. The nurse meets him on that other side. Hex Ruin taken out relatively early. Nobody down, nobody on a hook yet. Giving Marth a good run for his money. Oh no. Seems like Jake is giving him a good loop. Went over the pallet. Oh, didn't get baited inside. Does the double blink correction. Still not far enough to land on the Jake. Jake buying as much time for his allies as possible. Going around the edges. Marth, successful 360 swing. Well, it's actually 180, but hey, whatever. Who's counting these angles? Not me. Just breaking ankles. There you go. About 75% done on the first generator, 50 on the second generator, and 50 on the third generator. Papa Berry, gonna have to hang in there. But don't worry, kids. He's got this. If any of you get that reference out there, I will be proud of all of you. Seems like Claudette's in a little bit of trouble. Tome Pillager taking the hit from the standard downwards blink. Cutting the Claudette off. Claudette pulling a perfect loop around. Marth having to figure out where she went with the scratch marks, but no longer interested. Got them injured and is trying to chokehold the map by maintaining the 4 generators that are important to him. If that team can figure that out, then that's relatively important. This team being extremely cautious on making this save for their ally Nia, trying to hide along the edge. Sees the nurse. It's very vital that his team gets their ally off the hook and finishes more gens, but they have to be absolutely, positively careful that they do not complete more gens on that side, for they will limit themselves to what generators are on that side. Marth is just going to keep him chokehold on that side. The strategy here is to make sure they finish those generators, leaving 3 generators on one side of the map. This Jake is in a lot of trouble, and them making the play that they're going for the save, it's going to happen. Jake's going to have to play really well here. Seems like they're giving him the loop. He's going back to check the Jake. The defense on this map is important and large, but it's going to take multiple people to make that save. It does not seem that they are capable of going for this. They're all injured, and oh man, Martha is spreading the damage evenly. And then he likely is to return here. Coming in for the Jake. Jake sees the damage coming from afar. Borrowed time taking effect, but Dubu going down right next to him. Borrowed time is effective, and there is a decisive strike. The decisive striker could potentially... Uh-oh. And the stationary blink. Oh my. That will remove Jake from the game. This is buying too much time. It doesn't seem like these survivors are going to be able to pull the points out. They can afford to lose 1 person, but losing 2 will lose them the game. A 10,000 point bonus will be awarded in the other direction. They will have to make up those blood points somehow. There's a 75% generator on this side of the map. Seems like they're not even going for... Oh no, one survivor left. Oh, Claudette made a drastic error. Hopefully, the Unbreakable takes effect here. Claudette's going to have to survive long enough, but take them away from the Unbreakable. If they get up while the nurse is nearby, they can instantly go back down and not be able to make the saves. Tomb Pillager is really going to have to run. Unbreakable gets up on Ghostly. Tomb Pillager goes down, and then Dubu also gets up, meaning that one hook will only be played during this time. Not going for those heals. This is extremely dangerous. Staying in the locker. I'm sure this team would communicate what's going on, but they have to finish this generator if they wish to get out. This game could swing in either direction. Dubu still with some decisive strike. They really need to communicate, even though that there is this heartbeat she's experiencing. They have to communicate that the nurse is chasing someone in order to make a proper play here. Tomb Pillager could potentially be saved. Marth is very distracted right now, trying to get this Nia. Gonna have to bait it out. Gets it successfully, leaving one person on the hook. Goes for the save. They need to fully heal. If they do not, this team could fall apart. They know that this person's up. Not going for the heal. Self-care, a waste of time. This team is showing a lack of communication. They can't figure out who heals who when. Nurse returning with that nurse's calling. Coming in for a free swing, and they take a hit. Not down. They got the heal off just in time. Two running side by side, not splitting up. Claudette being called out and down. Unfortunately, leaving Dubu to his doom. Making loud noises. That's not going to stop a nurse. Team is down, but there is still hope with a decisive strike on hand. Let's see how this plays out. Claudette wiggling in the air like she just don't care. Nurse completely invisible. That's her number 2 for Tomb Pillager. No reason to pick up Dubu. If Marth does so, it's a dangerous play. Missed the decisive strike, ladies and gentlemen. That is good game. For Dubu is not returning from whence they came. A very long walk, possible to wiggle out. Invising Nurse taking victory. Oh, that is a true shame. The 4% not going to pay off here, and the game is won. I don't even really have to do the calculations. We know who won this one. Unfortunately, my thoughts and prayers go to Space Force Zero. But with that being said, I congratulate the Depip Squad on their first victory on this